In Bambi, 1942, one of the saddest and most famous parts is when Bambi's mother is shot by a hunter. After this happens, Bambi's father gently tells him, "Your mother can't be with you anymore." This simple sentence helps Bambi, and the audience, understand a very hard and painful truth. His mother is gone forever. Bambi looks shocked, scared, and very sad because he doesn't know what to do without her. This scene is very serious and surprising because it shows the sadness of losing someone you love. Many children watching the movie see something like this for the first time. It teaches them about loss and grief in a kind and gentle way. Even though it is a sad part, it shows a very important lesson. Sometimes bad things happen, but we must be brave, learn to live with the pain, and keep moving forward. This moment stays with viewers long after the movie ends. In Frozen 2013, a powerful moment comes when Elsa, overwhelmed by fear and doubt, retreats to her icy palace and sings, "Conceal, don't feel, don't let them know." These words reveal the years she has spent hiding her powers and emotions, afraid that showing her true self will only bring harm or rejection. The scene captures her deep isolation. The coldness of the palace around her mirrors the loneliness she feels inside. As she builds her ice castle, beautiful yet empty, the audience feels the weight of her separation from the world. This moment speaks to anyone who has ever felt scared to be different or afraid to reveal who they really are. Elsa's struggle to keep her feelings hidden shows the emotional pain of living behind walls, both physical and mental. It is a haunting reminder that pretending to be someone else comes at a cost, and that true freedom begins only when we stop hiding and start accepting ourselves. In Toy Story 1995, a deeply relatable moment occurs when Buzz Lightyear realizes he is not the space ranger he believes himself to be. After encountering Woody and seeing a commercial for the real Buzz Lightyear toy, Buzz has an existential crisis and quietly says to himself, "I'm not a toy." This line captures his confusion and shock as he faces the painful truth. He is not who he thought he was. For Buzz, this revelation shatters his identity and forces him to question everything he believed in. This moment hits home for many viewers, especially those growing up with the film, because it mirrors the real-life struggle of discovering who we really are versus who we want to be. Buzz's crisis is about identity, purpose, and coming to terms with reality, themes that resonate deeply beyond the movie's playful surface. His confusion, denial, and eventual acceptance feel genuine and human, despite being delivered by a plastic toy. It's a powerful reminder that self-acceptance is a journey, and that facing hard truths can lead to growth. This scene remains one of the most memorable and emotionally rich moments in the Toy Story franchise. In The Dark Crystal, 1982, the dark and mysterious world of Thra comes alive through haunting visuals and a heavy tone that sets it apart from typical kids' movies. Early in the film, the narrator describes the dying Skeksis Emperor, a powerful moment that frames the story's themes of decay and corruption with the line, "For 1,000 years they have ruled, yet now there are only 10. This bleak introduction immediately conveys a world on the brink of collapse, grappling with greed, power, and a fractured existence. The film's intricate puppetry and shadowy atmosphere create an eerie experience that draws viewers into a fantasy realm filled with danger and ancient sadness. Though The Dark Crystal has a niche audience and lacks the broad emotional connection of more mainstream children's films, its dark themes and vivid storytelling offer a unique meditation on division, sacrifice, and renewal. The haunting imagery and serious subject matter make it a captivating journey for those open to its intense and otherworldly tone. In The Nightmare Before Christmas, 1993, a defining moment arrives as Jack Skellington, the Pumpkin King of Halloween Town, becomes obsessed with the strange and wondrous world of Christmas. Deeply restless, Jack sings, "Just because I cannot see it doesn't mean I can't believe it," a line that perfectly captures his headlong dive into curiosity and obsession. Jack is utterly captivated by Christmas, longing to remake it in his own image but missing its true meaning. He throws himself into planning, organizing, and enlisting everyone in Halloween Town to create Christmas their way. The scene where he unpacks holiday objects with scientific fervor, trying to decode their purpose, wreaths, toys, mistletoe, highlights how far his obsession drives him. Instead of finding joy, Jack's pursuit spins out of control, resulting in chaos for both holidays. This fixation reflects the universal urge to escape routine and find purpose, but also warns that blindly chasing something new can lead to unintended consequences. Jack's journey resonates with fans who see parts of themselves in his relentless ambition and the confusion that follows. Ultimately, his obsession is both thrilling and cautionary, reminding us that true happiness comes from self-acceptance, not imitation. In Up, 2009, one of the most unforgettable moments is the opening montage showing Carl and Ellie's life together. Without a single word spoken, the film tells a beautiful yet heartbreaking story of love, dreams, and loss. As the montage plays, we watch them meet, marry, build a life, and share quiet moments of happiness. Then slowly, life's challenges arise. Job losses, failed attempts at starting a family, and finally, Ellie's illness. The scene reaches its emotional peak when Carl sits alone, holding Ellie's adventure book, with the simple but powerful realization that their dreams won't come true together. Though there's no dramatic dialogue, the visuals and music convey deep sorrow and loneliness. This silent depiction of lifelong love and sudden loss is widely praised for its emotional depth, resonating with audiences of all ages. It introduces the film's themes of grief and moving forward in a way that feels authentic but never overwhelming. This tender moment sets the tone for Carl's journey, reminding viewers that even in loss, life holds the promise of new adventures. In Peter Pan, 1953, a moment that captures the bittersweet theme of lost childhood comes when Peter warns, "Go on, go back and grow up. But I'm warning you, once you're grown up, you can never come back." This line highlights the central tension of the story, the danger and finality of growing up and leaving behind the magic of youth and imagination. The film's world of Neverland is a place where children can escape reality, but the warning reminds viewers of the inevitable passage of time and the loss that follows. While Peter Pan remains a beloved classic with a strong nostalgic pull, the emotional weight of this message may feel less intense to modern audiences, especially children, who often experience childhood differently today. The concept of never returning once you grow up strikes a chord with viewers reflecting on innocence and change, but lacks the raw emotional impact seen in newer films tackling similar themes. Still, Peter Pan's timeless quote serves as a haunting reminder that childhood is fleeting, and with growing up comes both loss and new responsibilities. In Beauty and the Beast, 1991, a quietly powerful moment comes when the Beast confesses, "I was hiding from the world," revealing his deep loneliness and struggle with his own inner darkness. This line hints at the emotional themes beneath the film's romantic story, the pain of isolation, fear of rejection, and the hope for redemption. The Beast's curse isn't just physical, it symbolizes the emotional walls he's built to protect himself from past hurt and judgment. While the unfolding romance between Belle and the Beast takes center stage, these emotional themes give the story depth and resonance. The Beast's journey toward opening his heart and learning to love and be loved again reflects universal fears about vulnerability and change. However, because the film is widely celebrated as a fairy tale romance, these heavier emotional moments often get overshadowed by the enchantment and musical magic. Still, the Beast's quiet confession remains an important reminder that beneath fairy tales are real struggles with loneliness and the desire to belong. It adds a layer of complexity to the beloved story, making the transformation not just magical, but deeply human. In The Little Mermaid, 1989, Ariel's ultimate sacrifice stands out as a central moment deeply tied to themes of self-discovery and devotion. Longing to experience life on land and be with Prince Eric, Ariel strikes a perilous bargain with the sea witch Ursula, surrendering her voice in exchange for human legs. When she declares, "Wish I could be part of that world," it reveals the intensity of her passion and the great risk she's prepared to face for a chance at happiness. This decision goes beyond a mere romantic choice. It marks a significant transformation that challenges her very essence as a mermaid and propels her into an uncertain future. Ariel's choice reflects the tension between embracing one's true self and pursuing a dream that demands profound change. Her story resonates universally because it taps into the strong desire for acceptance and belonging, sometimes at the cost of great personal sacrifice. The emotional impact of this scene is amplified by the film's stunning visuals, memorable songs, and Ariel's vibrant spirit, making it a timeless classic in the Disney canon. Through Ariel's journey, The Little Mermaid delicately examines the complexities of identity, love, and the bravery required to follow one's heart into the unknown. In Matilda, 1996, a particularly memorable moment comes when Matilda uses her telekinetic powers to stand up to the cruel headmistress, Miss Trunchbull. As she focuses her mind and moves objects without touching them, Matilda declares, "You're off to the naughty chair," turning the tables on the terrifying authority figure who has long made her and her classmates feel powerless. This scene is more than just magic, it's a powerful symbol of empowerment and justice. Through her revenge fantasy, Matilda flips the script on the adults who intimidate and control her, showing that even the smallest voices can fight back. The moment resonates strongly with many children because it taps into common feelings of frustration and helplessness in the face of unfairness or bullying. Matilda's ability to change her fate through intelligence, courage, and a little bit of supernatural help offers a hopeful message. No matter how tough things seem, inner strength and cleverness can win the day. The revenge sequence highlights Matilda's growth from a quiet, overlooked girl into a bold and confident individual who refuses to be silenced or scared. Her triumph over Miss Trunchbull empowers not only herself, but inspires the other children to believe in their own strength. What makes this moment so memorable is how it balances dark themes with humor and heart, making it both thrilling and relatable. Matilda's magical battle against injustice is a celebration of resilience, inspiring viewers to stand up for what's right no matter the odds. In Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, 1968, the child catcher is widely remembered as one of the creepiest villains in children's movies, and his scenes are both well-known and genuinely frightening. With his dark cloak, hat, and sinister grin, the child catcher prowls the streets of Bulgaria, hunting for children to snatch away for the evil Baroness. His chilling lines like, "Here we are, children, come, and get your lollipops, lollipops, come along, my little ones," lure kids with false sweetness, masking his true, terrifying purpose. The way he offers treats, cherry pie, cream puffs, ice cream, treacle tart, all delivered in a sing-song voice makes the danger feel even more disturbing because it's hidden beneath innocent fun. Another line, "There are children here somewhere, I can smell them," shows his predatory nature as he stalks the children like a hunter tracking prey. His ability to switch from a charming figure to a menacing threat creates a deeply unsettling presence. This character embodies a real fear of abduction and abuse disguised as kindness, which jars with the otherwise whimsical, family-friendly tone of the film. The child catcher scene leaves a lasting impact because it mixes fantasy with a very dark theme, danger disguised as safety. His eerie laughter and relentless pursuit make him a haunting villain who stands out in children's cinema for both his creepiness and the emotional tension he brings to the story. In All Dogs Go to Heaven, 1989, the terrifying line, "You can never come back," is spoken by the Whippet Angel just as Charlie steals his life's pocket watch and cheats death. Immediately after, Charlie plunges into a nightmarish vision of hell, a fiery, lava-filled pit crawling with monstrous demons and a skeletal hellhound that snaps at him. This harrowing sequence starkly confronts children with the harsh concept of eternal damnation, a rarity in animated kids' films. The disturbing imagery of flaming beasts and burning rivers captures Charlie's dread and consequences for escaping heaven. The scene lasts barely 2 minutes, but leaves a lasting impression of fear and finality, symbolizing a cosmic rule Charlie breaks and the price he must pay. It's a gut punch of darkness hidden in what many remember as a whimsical cartoon, reflecting Don Bluth's willingness to explore frightening themes even in family entertainment. In How to Train Your Dragon, 2010, the phrase, "the unholy offspring of lightning and death itself," "never engage this dragon, your only chance is to hide and pray," refers to the Night Fury, a mysterious and deadly breed of dragon. While the movie is widely celebrated for its rich dragon lore and thrilling action, this particular description is less well known among audiences compared to other iconic quotes. It highlights the fear and danger dragons once held over the Vikings, setting the stage for the story's deeper themes of understanding and friendship. Although the line emphasizes the Night Fury's legendary status as a nearly invincible creature, the film quickly shifts to reveal the true nature of Toothless, challenging the Viking villagers' assumptions. This moment embodies the blend of myth and reality the movie explores, where fear of the unknown meets curiosity and compassion. While How to Train Your Dragon is beloved for its heartwarming story and exciting adventures, some of its darker and more mysterious moments, like this ominous description of the Night Fury, remain more obscure, and may be overshadowed by the film's emphasis on friendship and growth. Still, it adds an important layer to the legend surrounding dragons, deepening the sense of awe and danger that shapes the character's world. In Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, 1971, the riverboat scene is one of the most iconic and eerie moments in the movie. As Willy Wonka leads the group on a mysterious ride through the factory's dark tunnel, the mood quickly changes from fun and lighthearted to strange and unsettling. The dim lighting, thick fog, and unusual soundtrack create a spooky atmosphere that leaves both the guests and viewers feeling uneasy. When Wonka says, "You should never, never doubt what nobody is sure about," his puzzling remark adds to the growing sense of tension, suggesting that this journey might bring unexpected trouble. As the boat moves deeper into the shadowy waters, odd sounds and shapes surround them, making everyone on board visibly anxious. The scene builds suspense because it's unclear what might happen next. The factory's familiar magic suddenly feels dangerous and unpredictable. This moment sticks with audiences because it disrupts the cheerful mood of the rest of the film and introduces genuine fear and uncertainty. It reflects the mix of excitement and worry often felt in childhood, showing that even the most wonderful adventures can have hidden risks. The eerie setting combined with Wonka's mysterious words makes this scene unforgettable, hinting at lessons about trust, curiosity, and facing the unknown. In Spy Kids 3, 2003, there is a moment that is not talked about very much, but it has a line that sounds quite dark. The movie is mostly fun and exciting, but this quote stands out because it feels serious and a bit scary. The character says, "Welcome to the game. Junie, this way, the switch is right there." This line shows that things are not always what they seem, and danger can hide behind tricks and games. Even though Spy Kids 3 is full of adventure and cool gadgets, this moment reminds us that there is a serious side to the story. It's about not getting fooled and being careful about who to trust. It also tells us how the characters must be smart and brave to get through tricky situations. This quote makes the movie more interesting because it adds a feeling of mystery and tension. The idea that you can't believe everything you see makes the movie feel more like a puzzle that the kids need to solve. Even if this part isn't the most famous scene, it gives a strong message about being aware and ready for surprises. It shows that even in fun stories, there can be moments that are a little dark and make you think. In The Witches, 1990, the Grand High Witch's unmasking is a moment that carries a strong and dark message beneath the horror. When she commands, "Remove your wigs," and reveals her true frightening face, it shows that evil can hide in plain sight, disguised to look harmless or even friendly. This terrifying reveal teaches an important lesson. Appearances can be deceiving, and people or things are not always what they seem. This moment warns viewers, especially children, to be cautious about trusting someone just because they look nice or seem kind. The witches hide their ugliness and wickedness through clever disguises, which means danger often hides behind false fronts. The unmasking symbolizes how harmful intentions are sometimes hidden beneath surface appearances to trick and hurt people. It reminds us that we need to look beyond what we see on the outside to understand the truth. At the same time, the Grand High Witch's reveal shows that evil, no matter how well it hides, will eventually come to light. It's a moment of exposure where the secret is out, and the true danger becomes clear. This gives the story a deeper meaning about facing fears and accepting harsh truths instead of ignoring them. The scary, dark tone of this scene sets it apart from many children's movies and explains why The Witches has a lasting cult following. It isn't just a spooky fantasy, it is a story that reminds us to be brave, to question what seems familiar, and to understand that fear often comes from things we don't see clearly. The Grand High Witch's unmasking is a powerful symbol of honesty, awareness, and the courage it takes to confront hidden dangers in life. Aladdin. The Return of Jafar, 1994, brings back the villain Jafar, and with his return, the story takes on a darker, more serious tone. The moment when he declares, "The street rat is living in the palace now," shows that the fight between good and evil is not always over after one battle. Even though Jafar was defeated before, his anger and desire for revenge only grow stronger. This reminds us that danger can come back if it isn't completely stopped. The movie's dark message focuses on the dangers of holding on to anger and hate. Jafar's obsession with defeating Aladdin pushes him to do harmful things, teaching us that refusing to forgive or let go can make anger grow into something even more dangerous. It shows how revenge can take over a person's heart and mind, making them willing to hurt others again and again. At the same time, the film reminds us that heroes need to be strong and ready to face challenges multiple times. Just because one battle is over doesn't mean the war is ended. Good people must stay brave and watchful, because threats can return when we least expect them. Overall, Aladdin, The Return of Jafar delivers an important lesson. Standing up to evil isn't a one-time event. Sometimes it requires fighting over and over. The story teaches courage, hope, and the need to keep doing what is right, no matter how many battles come. Jafar's return serves as a warning about the lasting power of revenge and the ongoing struggle between good and evil. In Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, 1964, the story shines a light on something darker beneath its holiday cheer. Rudolph is born with a glowing red nose, and instead of being accepted, he is laughed at and left out by the other reindeer. He hears lines like all of the other reindeer used to laugh and call him names, which shows how bullying and unkindness run through his early life. This exclusion isn't just about name-calling, it leaves him feeling alone and unwanted. The deeper message in this movie is about how much being different can hurt, especially when others treat you badly because of it. Rudolph is pushed away not just by his friends, but also by adults who should be caring. He even gets told by Santa that he does not belong, which is a harsh lesson for any child to watch. This makes the audience realize that judging or bullying someone for what makes them unique can cause real pain and make them feel like they don't fit in anywhere. The story becomes even more serious when you see how long Rudolph and his friends must live as outsiders, wandering and searching for a place where they are accepted. The sadness and fear they feel show how strong the effects of bullying and being left out can be, especially when the people around you do not try to understand. While things turn around for Rudolph in the end, the dark message remains clear. Treating others badly just because they're different does real harm that stays with them. The movie teaches that everyone deserves to belong, and that kindness, not cruelty, should be at the heart of how we treat one another, especially when someone stands out from the crowd. In How the Grinch Stole Christmas, 1966, beneath the fun and colorful story, there is a darker message about loneliness and bitterness. The Grinch lives all alone on a mountain, and he hates Christmas because he feels left out and angry at the joy that others share. His voice tells us maybe Christmas, he thought, doesn't come from a store. This shows that his anger goes deeper than just wanting to stop the holiday. It comes from feeling unloved and isolated. The dark theme in the story is about how being isolated and misunderstood can make someone bitter and mean. The Grinch's hatred grows because he feels like he doesn't belong and that people don't care about him. This loneliness turns his heart cold, and he tries to take away the happiness of others to ease his own pain. The story shows how sadness and anger can change how we act, sometimes leading to hurt and spitefulness toward others. Even though the Grinch's heart grows at the end, the movie reminds us that loneliness and feeling rejected are real struggles. It teaches that when someone feels left out or hurt inside, their feelings might cause them to push others away or act unkindly. The story carries an important lesson about understanding, kindness, and the need for connection. It shows that beneath anger or mean actions, there might be pain that needs healing. And the real spirit of Christmas is about caring and including everyone, no matter how different or lonely they feel. In The Hunchback of Notre Dame, 1996, the story explores deep and dark themes of rejection and loneliness that touch the hearts of many fans. Quasimodo, the kind-hearted bell ringer, is hidden away because of his appearance and treated as an outcast. He hears cruel words like, "God have mercy on your soul, Quasimodo," showing how people judge and isolate him just for being different. This rejection creates a powerful feeling of loneliness that stays with him throughout the story. The dark message here is about the pain that comes from being shunned and misunderstood. Quasimodo's isolation isn't just physical, he is emotionally hurt by the way others look down on him and keep him trapped, making him feel unworthy of love or friendship. The story reveals how harsh judgment and fear of difference can destroy someone's sense of belonging and self-worth. At the same time, the movie shows how society can be cruel when it rejects those who don't fit in. The villain, Judge Frollo, uses fear and hatred to control others and to justify his cruelty. This adds to the heavy feeling of darkness in the story, showing how power and prejudice can hurt innocent people. While the story ends with hope and acceptance, The Hunchback of Notre Dame carries a serious lesson about the effects of loneliness, prejudice, and exclusion. It asks viewers to look beyond appearances and to fight against judgment and cruelty. The story's dark theme reminds us that everyone deserves kindness and a place where they belong, no matter how different they may seem. In The Iron Giant, 1999, beneath the exciting story, there is a dark message about fear and how it can cause people to hurt those they don't understand. The giant, a huge robot from space, looks scary to the people in town, and their fear makes them want to destroy him. This shows how fear of something different can make people act unfairly and with violence, even when there's no real reason to be afraid. The giant's words, "I'm not a gun," carry a powerful meaning. Though he was built to be a weapon, he chooses to be kind and peaceful instead of dangerous. This shows that people are not defined by what they were made for or what others expect. They have the power to choose who they want to be. But this choice is not easy, especially when others see you only as a threat. The story also has a sad and serious side about sacrifice. The giant is willing to risk everything, even his own life, to protect the town and the friends he cares about. This part of the movie teaches us that standing up for what is right sometimes means giving up what we want most, which can be very difficult and lonely. The Iron Giant warns viewers about how fear can lead to pain, destruction, and unfair treatment of others. It also teaches that real courage comes from love, kindness, and the strength to be different. The movie reminds us to look beyond fear and understand others before judging or hurting them, showing that bravery means choosing peace even when it is hard. Finding Nemo 2003 is a bright and colorful movie, but it also carries a serious message about fear, worry, and learning to let go. Marlin, the clownfish father, is very anxious after losing his wife and other eggs in an accident. Because of this, Marlin becomes extra protective of his only son, Nemo. Early in the film, Marlin tells Nemo, "You think you can do these things, but you just can't, Nemo." This quote shows how Marlin's worry makes him want to keep Nemo safe by stopping him from taking risks or exploring the world. The dark message in the movie is about how fear, even when it comes from love, can become too strong and hold others back. Marlin's anxiety means he is afraid to trust Nemo's ability to take care of himself. This leads to misunderstandings and causes both Marlin and Nemo to struggle with independence and confidence. The movie shows how fear can control our actions and make us miss out on important moments with the people we love. At the same time, Finding Nemo teaches an important lesson about trust and growth. Marlin has to learn to let go a little, even though it scares him. He realizes that Nemo needs to try, fail, and succeed on his own, or he will never really grow up. The story gently reminds us that parenting is not just about protecting, but also about trusting. Overall, Finding Nemo delivers a hopeful message wrapped in a story about fear and courage. It shows that while worry is natural, holding on too tightly can cause pain. The movie encourages us to face our fears and trust in others, helping families grow stronger even when life feels uncertain or scary. Coraline, 2009, is a dark story with a villain known as the Other Mother, who has become a modern scary icon among niche audiences. The film explores heavy themes like loneliness, betrayal, and the dangers of wishing for a perfect life. When Coraline first enters the other world, everything seems colorful and magical, until she realizes it is a trap designed to imprison her forever. The Other Mother's twisted love is revealed in her cruel words. "You can stay with me forever, Coraline. I've made this place special, just for you." What sounds like kindness hides deep control and abuse. The dark message in Coraline warns about the danger of wanting escape from unhappiness without understanding the risks. The Other Mother represents an abusive figure who masks cruelty behind false affection, illustrating how some dangers come disguised as comfort. Coraline's struggle shows how those who feel lonely or neglected might be drawn to illusions of safety that turn into traps. The film uses gothic and unsettling imagery to deepen this feeling, such as the button eyes sewn onto victims, symbolizing loss of identity and freedom. The movie also highlights the pain of rejection and the search for belonging. Coraline feels ignored in her real life and is tempted by the other world's fake warmth, but her fight to escape reveals the importance of facing reality even when it is uncomfortable. The ghosts of children stuck in the other world remind us of the lasting harm caused by abuse and manipulation. Coraline confronts viewers with the harsh truth that darkness can lurk beneath beautiful surfaces and that ignoring real problems can lead to even greater danger. It is a cautionary tale about trust, courage, and the bravery it takes to confront painful realities instead of running away. If you liked this video, don't forget to subscribe, and you also might enjoy watching these. Thanks.